Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're talking more about Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, okay, so we're talking specifically about a new Fiend card that is revealed as the next V-Jump promo. I just want to mention it briefly. Listen, I made a video a couple days ago talking about LAIR of Darkness and how there were like 4 different ways that new cards, new releases could potentially help the deck compete in the current metagame, which is awesome. And now we have this card, which is another new card, and people are saying it like legit looks like a LAIR of Darkness card. Here's the artwork here. This almost looks to me like Lilith. She's even got like similar horns as Lilith, combined with like Diablos, almost like the dragon Diablos, like combined with Lilith, or Lilith is turning into Diablos, something like that. I don't know, but we're going to go over what they have information-wise for this card so far. This wouldn't have made it into that video if it had already been released, but I want to mention it here. Normally, I wouldn't dedicate a whole video to this, except you guys know LAIR of Darkness is like the staple deck of the channel. So, yeah, this is Diabolica, the Dragon Fiend Commander. Again, Diabolica almost starts like Diabolos. Maybe that's just like a basic fictional demon fiend name, but yeah, that almost makes me think it's still kind of like a form of Diabolos. Anyway, it's a fiend effect monster, dark, level 8, attack 23, defense 0. Kind of an odd stat line for a level 8 fiend. That is actually a relatively low attack stat and an even lower defense stat at 0. So very, very interesting there. It's a fiend type monster whose true power can be unleashed both in the hand and graveyard. Okay, I don't hate the sounds of that. Graveyard cards are great. Further blurbing elaborates that she is designed to synergize with Devil's Gate R, the Dark World structure deck, so keep that in mind, and has 2 effects related to fiend monsters. So obviously, as far as LAIR goes, like that's just more effects. Like LAIR is very fiend based, so is Labyrinth, so there's definitely some synergy there. Maybe we could see something with Burning Abyss. I don't know. And let's see. As the monster somewhat thematically resembles Diabolos, Diabolica, commander of the Dragon Fiends, also seems possible as an alternative localization. Very cool. Okay, so that's all we have. We do not have effects yet. It's the only thing we're really waiting on here. But as far as what we know, this is a level 8 Dark Fiend. So this is searchable off of Dundog Octhros specifically for the LAIR of Darkness deck if you go with the Ties of the Brethren build. So that's already something worth noting. On top of that, other than that, I was hoping this would have 2,000 defense or more. Because if it did, it would have been searchable off of Arima. That's the only thing that's making me think that this might not have the greatest synergy with LAIR, but still, I love Fiend decks all in general. I like Labyrinth, I like LAIR, I like Trap BA. A Dark World is cool, not necessarily my style of deck, but I think they're cool, and obviously this is what this is specifically designed to synergize with, but depending on how good it is and what Fiend synergistic effects it has, could end up falling into any of these other categories as well. Hell, maybe even Evil Eye would be cool. But I will say, let's temper our expectations. We know how these V-Jump promos tend to go. Outside of, what's her face? What's her name? Herald. Dawn of the Herald. What's her name? Oh my gosh. I can't believe I can't remember her name. The little fairy girl that when she's normal summoned, she sends a fairy from your deck or extra deck to change her level. I don't know why I can't remember her full name right now, but that is the last V-Jump card from the OCG that has been like really good. I think the Ninja card, which is actually the most recent one prior to this as far as V-Jump cards, is pretty decent. I think it's a pretty good card. But we've seen a lot of just like extremely mediocre cards, especially when they're kind of generic like this. There was like the Winged Beast support. There was the level 8 worm guy. We've had a handful of just mediocre after mediocre ones. I don't really get it. Like, what's the point? Like, who's going to go out of their way to go after these V-Jump cards if there's like no real value in them? I actually like the idea of cards like this where they support like a specific niche of decks in the game but actually make it somewhat decent. Doesn't have to be amazing. Just like, oh, cool, that's actually a pretty good card. It doesn't take the deck to meta contention, because then everybody's going to want that card. And then you can have a problem of like, it's harder to obtain because it's only a V-Jump card for a while. But we'll see. I have hopes for it. Listen, we already did the other Lady of Lament earlier this year. She ended up being mediocre at best. Hopefully this is a good kind of comeback from that. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it here. Hopefully this card turns out well. If it does, obviously it's just another notch, the 5th notch in Lair of Darkness as far as like future cards that are going to help the deck play better. But we'll obviously see. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on that right now. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think and what you want to see specifically from this card, what you want it to be able to do, and we can go from there. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff from me, news-wise, deck profile-wise, discussion video-wise, all things Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.